who should vote is a big question that really goes to the heart of American democracy. The United States was founded on the idea that government's power should be derived from the consent of the governed, but who should provide that consent? Who should be able to vote? That's a question that Americans have never had unanimous agreement on from the very beginning. 2020 is the perfect time to be exploring this big question. It's been 100 years since the ratification of the 19th Amendment, enabling American women to vote, and it's the 150th anniversary of the ratification of the 15th Amendment that enfranchised African American men during Reconstruction. We'll be talking about those moments in American history and others as we explore not just the question of who can vote or who has voted, but who should vote in American democracy. In this class, I really want students to get a taste of that struggle and the contests over voting rights that have taken place in the past. So we'll be looking at historical documents. We'll be actually studying the arguments that were made on both sides of these questions and trying to situate them in the time and place of these moments in American history. When we think of the 19th Amendment and women's right to vote, many people would name Susan B. Anthony or Elizabeth Cady Stanton as the pioneers of that question. But in fact, a lot of historians more recently have revealed how women like Sojourner Truth or African American women who were agitating within their churches for the right to vote even before Seneca Falls, which is usually remembered in 1848 as the first convention organized for women's rights in American history, that these lesser-known individuals and women were already active even before someone like Stanton or Anthony came along in trying to expand the right to vote. In 2020, we'll be marking the sesquicentennial of the 15th Amendment, which was one of the Reconstruction amendments that really transformed the nation and allowed recently enslaved men, African American men, to be elected to office, to gain political power in the South. But that moment was also followed by a counter-revolution of people who fought in the South, white Southerners who fought to reestablish white supremacy and disfranchise African Americans. And by the end of the century, the ability of black men in the South to vote had been reduced to insignificance. And so it required another movement, a civil rights movement in the 20th century, to regain rights to vote that had been extended through the 15th Amendment and Reconstruction. So history doesn't just move forward, and to understand where we are today, we have to understand that that democracy has always been under attack, even in the moments when it is seemed to be its moments of greatest triumph.